Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
We're coming at you from the east entrance of Yellowstone National Park.
And we're doing a series of videos on the park because our goal when we came was to divide and conquer the park and dividing it into sections. And so we're camped just outside the east entrance. We'll be doing a separate video about that. But then we are exploring the park in sections. And so we've started with the east. And the east, as you come in, there are parts where you're going to be driving parallel to the Sylvan River. And folks, part of the park, I think the experience is just the scenic drives that you get as you're going through. And
part of it, you'll be driving next to Yellowstone Lake, which is beautiful.
It's massive.
There are geysers within it.
Steamboat geysers, I think is what they're called, but a steamboat area there at the lake. You'll drive past Sylvan Lake and Lake Yellowstone. Very different looking, but
yes.
It's a gorgeous drive. You're going to go over a pass. There are going to be some picnic areas that you can stop and enjoy if you so desire. Then you're going to get to a crossroad right at Fishing Bridge, and that is a village slash area where there's a campground, there's visitor information,
a store, a ranger station,
gas station, and supplies like that. And for being in a national park, I'll be honest, I thought the prices were fair.
I thought they were very fair.
So they could charge for gas whatever they wanted to, and yet it was more than it is outside the park, but still not gouging. But right in that same area, there is also, oh, by the way, Fishing Bridge does have a dump station, recycle center, and potable water. So if you need that. Then there is Lake Village, which is really more of a lodge, resort kind of thing.
Lake Village does have a post office, though.
And then Bay Bridge, and there are, for each of these village areas, there's kind of a zoomed in area. We'll show you that there are laundries and showers, etc. like that. But the Bay Bridge also has
a marina.
A marina, but it also has a dump station and potable water there. Then we went north.
Yes.
And going north, there are rapids, and we did stop to enjoy the rapids. And
one of the most fun things we did was stop at Mud Volcano.
And we want to talk about that for a minute because Mud Volcano, there's a lot there. First of all, there's a lot of sulfur. Let's just say that
it's gonna smell.
Yeah, the video will not capture the smell, but there were some like boiling mud pots.
Yes.
Others, the Dragon's Mouth, I believe is what it was called.
Yes.
Where
it would just spew out occasionally
steam and water boiling, bubbling.
It was almost like a tide coming at you of muddy water.
And then there is a loop. I'm going to say that loop is maybe a half mile where you can go back around it, but it is a steep incline or decline, depending on which way you're going, to make that loop. So I think technically it's ADA accessible. I'm trying to remember if there were actual steps there, but I would not try it if I had mobility issues because it does have kind of a steep grade there. But once again, there is just a lot to see and do, and it was our first real stop and look at geyser type type activity. Very, very neat, very interesting, and we're glad we did that. We came in one afternoon and actually went that far. Then the next morning we got up so we could see some wildlife on our way.
Did see a bit.
On our way to Canyon Village, but the wildlife we saw, we did the deer and the ram were basically on the road and on top of us before we saw them, and our goal at that point was to avoid them.
Yes. There was a little fawn that ran out right in front of the van, and Sharon did a magnificent job of not hitting it.
But then we did also, as we're going past Hayden Valley, this morning we saw a number of bison, some up close, some way out in the distance.
And if you've never seen bison, by all means stop. If you've been near bison before, the ones we saw were far off in the distance.
Well, there were a couple that did come right up at the
yes.
road, but most of them were on out. And then there, you're driving parallel to the Yellowstone River. It's gorgeous. Yesterday morning, the ranger told us that a pack of wolves had taken down a young bison at Alms Creek, which is on that side. They were obviously gone by the time we got there, but it is one of the wildlife viewing areas and a lot of pull-offs and just a gorgeous area.
Yes.
But we spent a lot of time at Canyon Village, and it's...
Sharon told me there's a place called Artist Point. We have to go, and I thought,
It is considered the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, and I think it's the colors that make it so
and the waterfalls.
so interesting. But yes, the waterfalls, it is, I was going to pull this up and let you know, it is 20 miles long, I believe. Let me get this exactly here. It is... 20 miles long. Parts of the canyon are nearly 1,200 feet deep. The canyon is forever getting longer and wider, and because of the erosion that continues through there. But there are several places where you can get out and hike not far. And folks, we're going to make a video about how to avoid crowds. That's one of the most popular areas other than Old Faithful in Yellowstone.
When we got there this morning, we were early, but
We had gotten up early to see wildlife, and we are here the day after Labor Day. We got the first parking spot.
yes,
We weren't alone, but there were 3 people up there when we got up there. I mean, just a very few people. It was gorgeous. No, it wasn't bright sunshine, but it was absolutely beautiful. The scenes are absolutely stunning, and
I think it's ADA accessible. You can take a paved trail up and see some glorious views. Sharon, and you can take it on a round bit. Looked a little steep to me, and I did not.
but that's not the only view you can get of it. There's an upper loop, there's a lower loop, and it's like anything else. The different views you have, it gives a different feel.
Yes.
And we spent a lot of time looking at the waterfalls from there and going around to the various outcrops, etc. And yesterday when we got the map and asked the ranger about what there was to do in this area, he said basically if it's marked on the map, it's worth stopping and seeing. And I think he was right.
Yes.
We did go on and go up to Tower Falls. I'll be honest, by the time, it was a beautiful drive. And once again, part of being here is the drive.
Yes.
It's just gorgeous.
And so please don't act like you're in a race. You're here.
But Tower Falls, compared to the other falls we'd seen, was a little bit anticlimactic.
Yes.
But both days that we came in, we stopped and brought a picnic with us. And
Yes.
folks, that is just, yeah, you can get food at some of these stores that are in the villages, etc., and that's fine. But we've enjoyed feeling like we're actually experiencing the park while we're eating. And yesterday, we were able to stop there by the Yellowstone River, and while it's drizzly, it's a little bit rainy, we're enjoying watching this man out there fly fishing. And
Because we don't do that in Texas.
no, we don't have occasion for that. But then yesterday, as we were leaving, we haven't gone out of the park yet today, but as we were leaving, we saw a place to pull over, and the thing that drew us there, we'll put the name of the place on the screen here, but what drew us there was Buffalo Bill's
Lodge.
hunting lodge.
Yes.
Is there. And folks, that is free. They ask for a donation, but it is free. And the pictures there of Buffalo Bill with Roosevelt,
Teddy.
and it was just,
Yes.
it was very, if you like historic kinds of things, it is on,
Rough Riders.
it is on the historic registry. And so
Yes.
that was an
And
awesome.
they have a man there who does a wonderful job as a tour guide. His hair's kind of long like Buffalo Bill's.
and the goatee, etc., and wearing Western attire. So, but it was an awesome stop. So if you're coming to the east entrance, be sure on your way to Cody, be sure and stop. And then we will just go on and say, we did spend the night at the Cody Walmart before we came in here. Call and
We were
check
not
that they
alone.
but there were about 15 RVs out there.
Yeah.
But it gets you a great jumping off point to hit the east entrance, and
Well, as early as you like.
yeah, as early as you like. But anyway, this is the first installment of the Yellowstone series, and we hope that you will join us as we go to the south, Grand Tetons as well, the west, and the north. We'll be talking about camping and sites that we've seen in those areas as well. Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.